It started yesterday afternoon, early afternoon. The initial call started out as a possible domestic in which it was reported that a woman's son, and we did not know the age at the time, had pulled a knife on her. And then as we were responding, we were advised that he had fled the scene in a black car. Prior to us getting to that scene, which was on Ion Avenue, we then started receiving information from dispatch, Charleston County Dispatch, that there was a pedestrian car crash in the area of Middle Street and Jasper Boulevard. Things started linking together that this was actually the same vehicle that fled from the initial domestic type call. As we were responding, we were also advised that the driver of the vehicle had fled the scene and that there was multiple people injured, and it was actually in the church parking lot. Units separated as they responded to the area to do a canvass as we got closer to the scene, and at no point did we ever observe the suspect during our response into the initial scene. We had one officer respond directly to the scene, another officer responded to the residents on Ion Avenue, and then the remaining officers that were working, and we had immediate assistance from Isle of Palms, we started canvassing the area looking for the suspect that had fled in the vehicle. The search became a little more organized when we gathered a lot more assets from agencies all over the state. I think Chief Meadows has provided a list of those. When we had those assets in place, then we set up a grid search where we started and we were going door to door on foot, multiple teams, 5 different teams of anywhere from 4 to 6 officers per team plus support officers to watch while they searched underneath and around residents, checking for open doors. So during that search, we were probably an hour and a half into that search when we already had a helicopter from SLED in the area. Well, then Charleston Aviation's helicopter unit arrived on scene, and they had requested one of our officers to go into the helicopter to ride with them just because of the familiarization with the island and locations of things. They were just over the waterway on the marsh side of the island. They had observed in the neighboring house a boat that was tied up to that boat dock. They saw the subject under a tarp on that boat. So they advised us immediately over the radio that they had eyes on him. They confirmed it. They said they see the red shirt, and then he moved, and they got even more confirmation. So we proceeded over to there, went out onto the dock, not knowing if he was still armed. I had one of the officers, Officer Mitchum, hold a cover position from up high on the dock as myself and one of the SLED agents and Lieutenant Forsyth from Isle of Palms Police Department went down to the boat. Initially, when we found him, he was laying on his back. He had his hands up in a surrender type position, but he was on the ground or on the boat deck. He obeyed every command. We asked him to roll over. He put his hands behind his back when we told him. So he was secured and cuffed without any incident at all. I think they may have had the conversation amongst themselves in the helicopter because there was 3 people in the helicopter, and I'm pretty sure they can all monitor that video from an incredible camera that's in that unit. And when they advised us, they were positive that they have identified him as being on that boat. It was not a question. They were very sure. It was a feeling of satisfaction that we were able to apprehend him and nobody else got hurt, him or any officers or anybody else that lived or was visiting the island. And then it was a sigh of relief. It's like, we have him, nobody else is in danger, and everybody can slowly start to get back to a little bit of normalcy here, trying to get around the island because of the massive presence of law enforcement. My understanding was it was taking people hours to get on and off the island. And I want to say I'm very appreciative of everybody's patience knowing what was going on and working with us and just being patient while we did this search, which became methodical. And it needed to be, because it was all for the protection of the public.